not the 3G. Nah, it was actually the iPhone 10.
Cricket?
Oh, nah.
Perfect deal.
Mr. Worldwide, heard it pitbull.
They're having sleepovers.
I'm dreaming big still. It's a ghosty. I think there's ghosts here, bro. Hola Mi Gente. We're back again on another episode of
Raices Podcast NYC. And on this episode, for episode 14, we have...
Hey guys, for those that don't know me, my name is Jonathan. I go by Brklynj0n.
Thank you again for being, our guest.
Thank you guys for inviting me. And if you guys, my voice sounds kind of weird because I'm sick.
Puras fallas, puras fallas.
So the people that don't know me, back in 2019, I started filming lowriders here in New York. And that was the first time I discovered lowriders out here in the East Coast. Because usually, when growing up, you see all these videos on music videos in Cali. And, I never knew that they would be out here. And then little by little, people started liking the videos, and I started focusing more also on the culture here.
What was your first event? Because you said in 2019, but what was the actual event that, started all of it?
So back in 2019, my cousin, he used to be into a lot of car shows. A motorcycle club out here in the Bronx invited us for a bike blessing they do. So they bring all the motorcycles, and they have a priest, and they bless the bikes.
Oh, wow.
But during that time, they said there was going to be lowriders. But, I didn't believe it. There's no way there's lowriders in New York. And, we got there, and I started hearing from, far away, music, oldies. So, I kind of, I just took my phone. Yeah. And I started recording, and I saw them just coming down the street. And it was, at least 6 or 7 lowriders.
Okay. So that's what got you, also recording was the iPhone? Because I know your first video is always, shot by iPhone, done by iPhone.
What iPhone did you have? Was it the 4, the 5?
Nah, it was iPhone 10. And I was never into video. For me, I studied graphic design.
You knew this on your own, or you went to school?
I was going to college, but I didn't go. So I just pretty much everything on YouTube.
Okay. Do you have any of the work that you did before? Saved?
I might, but I have to double check. It's been a long time.
It would be nice to see how you started your very first, little project.
Yeah, because for the people that don't know, I used to be a DJ. I was doing that for 3-4 years.
Oh,
They used to call me. I used to go by DJ Sparks.
Ain't no way,
Man, I don't know. Before I had spiky hair. Yeah, so
no way.
yeah.
You have a picture of you?
Do you have a picture?
I'll send it to you guys so you guys can put it on the table.
What music would you play?
I'll do that. I live with everything. From Mexican music to hip hop, R&B, and everything. I used to upload everything on SoundCloud back then.
No way.
Is it still there?
It's still there. DJ Sparks NYC, and the most played thing on the SoundCloud is a mix I made of Los Daddies de Chinantla. So it was a cumbia. It was a cumbia. Yeah.
You know how to dance cumbia yourself?
I used to back in the day when I used to be more into this, but after a while, I stopped going to parties and kind of lost well, I didn't lose it, but I just I'm always focused behind the camera.
Yeah.
You lost the footwork.
Yeah, basically.
He be tripping and all of that.
I'm getting old, so yeah.
He be limping.
I'm limping now.
Hey, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, he went from DJ Sparks to Brklynj0n.
So you've always been in the creative field though. You've always had that niche.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Like I said, I used to go to a lot of parties back then. So it was much different. And it wasn't like now where they have a big salon. Back then it was more basements and stuff.
Like underground type.
Yeah.
Now that you're known as Brklynj0n, how do you think how are things different now? What's your point of view of everything that you want to do?
Well, it's like I said, I never imagined myself to be in this position. Just because I never expected for me to just start recording on the phone. I just saw the cars and I started recording like anybody else would.
Yeah.
And then people started liking it because back then my quality was garbage. The footage was shaky.
Mm-hmm.
The image was blurry.
Because you were just amazed by the car. You're like, wow.
I was amazed by the car. So I just
Yeah.
And then growing up, like I said, I was already into that because every Friday I would go to a laundromat with my mom, and back then they had the machines with the little
Yeah.
So I used to every week ask for a quarter and get the
little. Do you have one of those?
I still have
The whole collection.
not the whole collection, but I still have a few.
But he looks at them. What's up? To be talking to somebody, yo, what's up, Brklynj0n? New day, dream big. But always remember, stay humble. No, but it's really cool though, and especially with the cultura, the lowriders now, it's even more known here in the East Side in New York. Amazing,
Honestly, I'm gonna give you your props. I think thanks to you, I feel like that culture has gotten more bigger here, and we've gotten more viewership, and people want to come out to the car shows. They're gotten more interested because of the videos that you've put out?
Believe it or not, I still get messages like, people that come out of like state, like, oh, the only reason we know about the car scene out there because of the videos. So to me, that's amazing, because, everybody can see now through social media is much easier
Yeah.
to like pretty much, see anything.
When you think about it, like, the lowrider scene over here in NYC, Brklynj0n is one of the names also that gets talked about.
Right.
All of that. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I still can't believe it. Like I said, people come up to me like, hey, let's take a picture. Yeah, I love your video. I still can't believe it.
What would you say was like the big video that like popped it all off? You saw, oh wow, like I got so much viewers or so many likes.
When I first traveled to the West Coast, my first super show, it was Lowrider Super Show out in Arizona. I went out there. I started just capturing like content and got back home, edited everything, and I started seeing more and more views.
Yeah.
So that's when I feel like more that tried to more people.
There's this thing that I always see, like you mentioned sometimes, that, you want to move over there to the West Side also. But other than that, when people come over here, they want to see you, meet you. Don't you also sometimes think about it? Like, you're representing here the East Side and you moving over there. Wouldn't that change something?
I mean, it would, but I feel like what I do, I feel like I get more opportunities out there. Just because out there is normal to see this.
Yeah.
Here, we only got summer for a couple months and that's it. So then after a while, they put away the cars, snow and everything. So I feel like in the West Coast, it's like, they have everything going on, much going on every weekend. Here, you gotta just wait for a barbecue, for the weather to be nice. So, it all depends.
And you can always come back, I mean, at the end of the day, you are Brklynj0n. So I
Right.
feel like you would still like have to come back to your roots.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been saying this for a minute now. Like, I want to move out there, but people tell me, like, even people from out there, like, oh, don't do it, don't do it. Just stay out here, keep doing what you're doing.
It's because I feel like you're the one that's opening more doors, because people are knowing, understanding, and seeing everything that's happening
Right.
here, So I feel like also that's why, people like, you can't go over there because you're the ones that are representing us here.
But I feel like nowadays you got a lot of photographers, videographers. So I feel like it will never die.
Mhm.
I was just lucky, one of the main people that actually like brought it up. But now I see, you go to any event, you see a bunch of people with cameras. So it's like, I feel like it will never die down. So I feel like, it'll still continue.
Yeah. Do you enjoy when you go to like these events too, seeing so many now creators and everyone, trying to do their own shot, asking you for advice too?
The only reason I started was two main people out here. They used to be known for a lowrider scene out here. But they moved to the West Coast. So you would barely see any like photographers, videographers out here. And now it's like, I met a lot of people throughout the years and I just meet them in these events. They're like, yo, John, I love your videos. John, how you did this, how you did that. And for me, like I said, I don't mind sharing my craft. Cause when I first started, I had a lot of people that didn't want to help me. They're already into this, but they just didn't want to help. Cause I feel like people sometimes, they think that you're gonna take their job away.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But for me, it's like, the sun shines on everyone. So for me, it's like, I don't mind sharing what I know with other people.
So now that we're getting warmer, it's getting about to get, the summer's coming around the corner. Any projects you have?
Well, the main one, the biggest one out here in the East Coast is the Lowrider Super Show in Atlantic City.
Okay. Okay.
That's gonna be like the main highlight of the year, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because I wasn't around back in the day, but they had like a Lowrider Super Show in English Town back in the day.
Mhm.
But obviously the culture grew more. There's more cars out here, so it definitely got bigger. So I feel like that's like the biggest show out here that's coming up. Just because there's bring cars from like Chicago, I heard Florida too. So there's a bunch of people coming out here.
Yeah, and I think I heard somebody say too that these type of shows would only be like either in Miami, Chicago. That's like the furthest they would go.
Right.
But like to come to Atlantic City or Jersey, it's like it's new.
Yeah. It's into agriculture, like I said, because back in the day, I know people that lowrider now. They're like, yeah, we had a super show back in the day, but this was like years, like maybe 2000s, when they actually did a super show out here. But this happened in English Town. Yeah.
How do you feel though that, this is like gonna be a super show?
I'm actually, I've been going to so many super shows like out there in the West Coast, so I'm kind of familiar with it. I just want to see what the East Coast is gonna bring out to, take
Like
it so.
how we do it. Like,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
everyone does it here.
Which I'm sure everybody's getting ready for the show. So I hope they're all ready for the show and like actually like show off their cars and hard work.
All right, is everyone already hitting you up? Like, are you gonna go? Like,
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of
Yeah.
people already messaging me. Like,
Yeah.
even people from out of state, like, hey, you gonna be there?
Yo, you need a ride?
He's like, yo, I got so many rides. My bad.
So yeah, this will be a fun weekend. It's April 26th, but after that and before that, they're having like a cruising through the strip of and also having a hopping contest. So it should be interesting
Okay, okay.
because we don't really have hoppers out here in the East Coast.
No, yeah, definitely not.
No.
Oh. So it sounds like it's gonna be really fun. It's like one of your favorite memories, one that you can't forget.
Every time I go to these events, I bring back home a memory. So I can't say I have a specific one. The only thing, yeah, I mean, I met a lot of big people out there in the West Coast that I actually like never knew I would speak to. Here in the East Coast, I had the privilege to work with MC Magic, Little Rob, Baby Bash. So when they came out here to Brooklyn, I actually recorded for them. And and for me, it's like I actually reached out to them, to the manager, and I just let's see what happens. And they actually replied, and that's when I actually recorded for them.
Sometimes just taking a shot, like emailing them, texting them, you never know if they're actually gonna hit you back up.
Like I always say, life's a risk.
Yeah.
So you never know. The worst that can happen is to say no, and that's it.
I love Lil Rob. I remember I hear him a lot. I think I started hearing him like years ago. So then I think I saw when you were recording for him.
Right.
I was like, whoa, that's freaking crazy.
This happened twice actually. It happened first in La Boom,
Yeah.
and then in Brooklyn. I can't remember the venue, but it happened in Brooklyn. So
It's like you played it twice.
I think that was your introduction to Brklynj0n, but for me, it was a little bit more special because like this was a time I just came back from Mexico. It was actually my first time going to the Mexican Independence Day parade. So I went to it, whatever. It was such a vibe too. And then like a couple days later, I started to see your videos because obviously you were there. And so I feel like those videos from the Mexican Day and Independence Day, like it's always huge. Like people always see that. How do you feel about that? Like that
I
day especially.
I agree because whenever I post like videos from the parade, that's when I feel like my videos go viral. There's so many people come out here, and so many people that still don't know that happens. And it's crazy because I would think that in Cali they have this type of Independence event, but they don't have that.
They don't.
They don't have
They don't. It's exclusive to New York, and it's beautiful to see all the culture, the dancers, the cars. We always have the lowriders. That's like my main thing that I used to love to going there for
Right.
the cars. And I feel like you really like capture it well.
Yeah, actually, people tell me like we actually go there just for the lowriders because and especially at an event like that, so many people come out, so you never know who you could run into.
Like that day, the reason why is because we don't really have like a day to gather, like all of us. We're all doing our own thing, working here. You already know here on the east side, just
Right.
about doing your thing,
Harder.
working harder technique. So just knowing that one day is just for us. All of us, everyone wants to be there. Everyone wants to show what they have, like their culture, their culture.
Oh no, yeah,
The heart.
100%. That's why I feel like everybody just come, like you said, come together and celebrate. Even people from other from other races, they come out and they still show off. And
No, yeah.
Everybody's out.
I feel like now too, there's like a lot of like Mexican American, Latino creators now popping up. How do you feel about that too? Like I haven't seen it in a good while here in the East Side. Now everyone's just doing their thing, doing their podcasts, doing their brand, doing their markets. What is it, 3-4 years ago? You never saw something like this.
right.
Now we're all trying to gather everyone together. Showing like have a fun time.
No, and I see it now. Any event you go to, you see a bunch of photographers, videographers, vendors, people that you would never see back before. Now you see them a lot, and I feel like that's pretty cool because it's expanding more, and they're showing more of the culture out here. So it's nice to see people come on and see new faces.
Thanks to social media, like all of the creators are gathering, especially like in the Hispanic community. It's very nice to see that. And I think it's so funny how me and you are literally from the same neighborhood, like a couple blocks away. Like, but we never ran into each other. It wasn't our time to meet, I guess. And it was like until social media or like a social media event that we saw is that we ran into each other and finally like kept seeing each other around.
There's this thing I don't know if you believe, like called like divine timing. You meet each other when the time is right. Because I saw your video, we ran into each other
Right.
before, but not, I say I would till like now. It's like we talk more, we become friends now. More fallas, more all of that.
No bias. You seeing something fall like there?
Yeah. There's a ghosty.
Actually, talking about ghosts,
Oh.
do you have a spooky series story?
Believe it or not, I don't believe in that.
What?
I stayed at hotels. I heard noises, But I was like never thought of a ghost. I was thinking they just married somebody next door
It's the rats.
or something.
Having a good time with it.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
No way.
You don't believe in ghosts?
You don't give it the energy.
No, like my family does, but for me, yeah.
Or do you feel like you're just too tired? Like, I don't have time, you know?
Maybe.
I don't think it's that. That's just, I don't know.
Nah, yo, I'm serious because in my room, it's like haunted. Like everyone hears something, everyone playing in my room, or when I'm not there and all of that. They tell me if I'm like, I hear something, I'm like, I'm just too tired. Like I'm knocked out.
Or you never like heard something like when you went to Mexico or anything like that? Like it's a scary story from your field.
Ghost baby or anything.
The only thing I can remember was like back in the day when I went to Mexico. This happened like maybe like 8 years ago. My uncle's house is divided, so if you gotta use the bathroom, you gotta actually like go look outside. Somebody's standing by the bathroom.
Oh.
But then again, I thought it was like they're playing a prank on me.
That pervert. Cochino, let me do my thing.
I thought somebody was trying. Yeah, but I thought it was always a prank. I just and then
You ignored it, like
I ignored it. Then the second time, the same thing. But the second time I saw my grandma, who already passed away. Well,
did you just see like a silhouette or like
yeah, man. I just like physically, so like she was actually like by the bathroom, like walking. Because by the bathroom, you had to walk down the stairs. She was like literally like walking down. But
that you like no that's scary. That's scary. But I was gonna say like she passed by and she whispered,
nah, that word didn't take back there.
but she walked by and she was like, you gotta work harder.
She walked back.
You not humble.
Oh no. He was scary.
Nah, yeah.
So we had to make it fun. No, he doesn't even flash. Like maybe that's what she told me.
Probably, I don't know.
I mean, she loves you, so she gonna send you a good message.
Yeah, but I wasn't recording back then, so I don't think she said.
Because she saw the future for me. Yeah, future. The future. That's why she was like, work hard.
Probably.
That was kind of nice. It's like como que te están cuidando,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice, I feel like don't ever think about it something bad. Think of something good and be like, oh, it was nice, it's a blessing, all of that.
And also back then, I mean, I didn't want to be in Mexico, but I was like pretty much, I was a little kid. I was forced to be out there.
Damn, so
I feel like now I know. I feel like it was depression, I was just saying things.
Would you want to go back to Mexico?
I was there like maybe 5 years ago, and I love it. I feel like there's more freedom out there. There's a whole different lifestyle, but I would definitely want to go back.
I think it would be really interesting for you to go there and like capture the lowrider scene that's over there.
Yeah, I mean, I also have like a couple followers from out there from Mexico.
Imagine.
I want to go there for Dia de los Muertos. I want to catch it. I want to document that.
Yeah, definitely.
Where are you specifically from? In
Both the parents are from Mexico City.
also, you would want to go to Mexico City.
I feel like Mexico City just because I feel like they also have a lot of events going on during those times, so I would definitely like to capture those there.
You should.
Yeah, that would be really nice to see.
And then I'm right this year I actually started getting into like more interviews, because before I was just recording cars, and I feel like people get bored of the same thing over and over. So now what I'm doing is like I'm going to like vendors, small businesses and stuff like that, just interviewing them, and people like that because you don't get the side of their story.
Yeah, you definitely have to switch it up. But then I also did see a couple of your posting that you wanted to get back to the lowrider scene, and I think for the spring and summer that's coming up, I think that's perfect.
Oh yeah, because obviously during the winter we don't really have lowriders like out there, just because of the rain, the snow, and all that. So it's much harder.
Any last words you would want to tell the viewers out there?
No matter what you want to do in life, just go for it. If you want to get into videography or photography, it's not gonna be easy, but it's possible. But don't forget, guys, dream big, work hard, and stay humble.
We're done. We're done.
Get out.